Do you battle with food cravings or addictions? Hey, Jason here, and if you've been watching the channel, you've been seeing me go through Joe Bird, and most importantly, you've been seeing me talk about success, what it is, and how to get it in the three areas of life that I focus on: happiness, health, and wealth. And so today I want to focus on the health side and like really talk about like, do you deal with food addictions or cravings? Like sometimes we think these things are normal or just something that's just part of our everyday life. However, we're not recognizing how these little addictions and cravings can become toxic. And I'm aware of those even now with me living a plant-based slash vegan lifestyle. Most people may think like, oh, but vegan's supposed to be healthy. Eating a vegan lifestyle doesn't mean healthy. Eating a vegan lifestyle just means you're not harming animals. That's it. Um, there's been a lot of misinformation and miscommunication about what veganism is. And it doesn't have any, it's the entirety of it is not dealing with health. Like it has nothing to do with health. And to be honest with you, and I'm gonna tell you just straight up, just because someone says they're vegan does not mean they're healthy. There's tons of unhealthy vegans walking around out here. And this is where I'm telling you from a perspective of someone who changed my lifestyle for my health. And what I mean by that is I was well over 300 plus kilograms. If you've seen any of my previous pictures from over 10 years ago, I was sick, fat, and literally nearly dying. Dying. And so from that, I went into, after I left the United States, my wife and I, my late wife at the time, my late wife now. At the time, we decided to leave the country and go to Central America. And from there, we went on a health journey together. And that's how I'm sitting in front of you today as the person I am, as someone who's half this, literally, probably not more than, I'm more than half the size I was. So yeah, wow, that's crazy. It's crazy when you start having these realizations like how much healthier you can be in such a short spirit of time, short span of time. And so I'm talking to you from someone who changed their whole lifestyle because of health. Like I'm not talking about animal rights, I'm not talking about environmental rights. I come just from the perspective of someone who wants to be healthier. And so this is why I talk to people who really are trying to be healthier. And I do encourage people, try a plant-based slash vegan lifestyle. It doesn't mean it has to be something for you completely. You don't have to eat as strict as I do. But like just try it out. Some things can help you out. And so like just explain like how deep food cravings and addictions are. Like even right now in this day and age in my life, I still have food cravings and food addictions. There's foods that I just stay away from. There's foods that if I eat it, I start getting that craving for it, and then I want more and more and more and more. And you may like someone who drinks soda can relate to this. Like if you're so thirsty, like and you had that first, just opened up that Coca-Cola, whatever soda that you liked at the time, and you just drunk it. It was so delicious to you, like did you go drink more? Then you drunk the second one. Then by the time you get a third one, it doesn't taste as good. And that's because that's what food cravings and addictions do. They get you to binge eat or binge drink. And so, like, I really know when certain things that I binge on, like here in South Africa, one of the things that I binge on is not bulwers, biltong, which is beef jerky. But they have vegan biltong here, and like, it's delicious, yo. And for a person who likes vegan biltong or vegan jerky, I know for me that's more of a craving or an addiction. So I manage how much of it I can eat. And so some of the ways that I manage how I do it, because remember I like talking about solutions too and things that you can try to use to see if it'll help you out, not just addressing the problem. Because once we address the problem, that's one thing. However, we don't give a solution or something that someone can do afterwards. We've just brought the problem more relevant in the person's mind, so they're going to make more mistakes. And so some of the things that you can do, and this one is really good, is try to just avoid the food for as long as possible. And so what I mean by that, usually after about 3 weeks, if you avoid something long enough, your taste buds will start changing, and so it won't give the same chemical signals to the brain of pleasure. And so when you do that, like it's easier to just slowly just have some food and do it like that. So one of the things that I do is like I don't go to some restaurants every week. Some restaurants I only do maybe once every 2 months, once a month, things like that, because I know I kind of binge out because it excites my taste buds and give me all those chemical signals. And so this is why I give myself a big space in between, so it stops me from ever getting to the point where I overeat. And it also manages my binge eating because there's some delicious vegan junk food out here, especially at Kaylee's, man, in Bedford View. And like some of those things, like I just know, like, hey, let me stay away from this, let me stay away from that. And because I don't go there frequently and I don't eat this stuff all the time, I don't um, I don't have that desire to have it all the time. It's easier for me to say no to it. Second thing that you may want to do is you might want to start doing some kind of cleanse or detox. Now you can do fastings, different things like that. Play with your window schedules. Um, One of the things that I'm starting to do now is I'm going to do a liquid fast. Now I was supposed to start today. You hear the tense. I was supposed to, not that I did start, and it was because the food craving started kicking over. And before I knew it, I didn't even know. I wasn't consciously aware that I cooked and ate something, and it was just some potatoes. Like this is showing you how deep this is when it comes to our eating lifestyle and our eating habits. Like we have to understand, like everything we put in our mouth, we drink or eat, it actually produces a chemical signal to the brain. And so those chemical signals is impulses, which is what can drive addiction or cravings. Um, the word addiction is not mean just drugs or alcohol, things like that. Everything we do is a form of addiction because it brings us some form of pain or pleasure. And so one of the ways you can do that to stop that is detoxing. So I was supposed to be doing a liquid detox, and I was just going to finish the rest of the month off just doing liquids, protein shakes, water, teas, things like that, and fruit juices that I just blend up. And literally, before I knew it, I was eating potatoes with some guacamole and something that's healthy. Like, let's be honest, like just eating some boiled potatoes that was pan seared with some fresh cut avocado is not the worst thing in the world. However, it was enough of a craving to stop me from reaching my goal of doing just liquids today. And the reason why I'm sharing that with you is because I want you to see too, like, we have to fail forward. Like, just because I said, oh, I'm going to go do this liquid, I didn't succeed today. But guess what? Tomorrow, I'm not going to have potatoes and avocados in the house. It will be easier, and that's how you progressively get over these cravings and addictions. And this is what a lot of people are not addressing this stuff from a mindset perspective. They're just acting like, oh, you're not supposed to do this, so stop doing it. That's not how the human mind works. And so, because we have to start addressing the human mind the way it actually works, these are the things that help me change my life. And I'm living proof. Like, I'm not someone that's just out here faking the funk. Like, I don't believe in that fake it till you make it. I put in the hard work to get healthier. I didn't just go from well over 300 kilos to where I'm at 115 kilos just by luck. Like, nobody parted the skies and like, oh, Jason, you suffered long enough. Like, here you go. I'm going to give you your health that you've been wanting. I had to go out here and get it. And I had to start overcoming some of these cravings and addictions. And then rewriting those programs of, hey, maybe this food ain't as healthy as it used to be. Maybe it was healthy for my grandparents' generation, but maybe now the food is a little different. And we all can admit, like, there's things that we eat in today's society that wasn't available back then, especially for our grandparents' time, even some of our parents. And so let's just start making these small changes and doing things like this. And when you start getting a hold of these food cravings and addictions, you're going to really start seeing your health progress. And when you start seeing your health progress, you start seeing where you're saving money in a whole lot of different areas. You may not be seeing the doctor as much. You're not paying as much money for prescription pills. Like all of these different things, you may not be spending your money on certain things such as alcohol, fried foods, fast food, or a bunch of junk food. That's one of the ways I'm able to maintain myself, living abroad, going to different places, is because I don't invest a lot of my money into unhealthy habits. And because I'm really focused on it and improving it on a daily basis, like this is how you see not only my attitude improve through these videos, but also you start seeing my skin look better, I'm feeling better, I have more energy, and I look great on camera. And so that's just some ways for you to help you not battle, I'm sorry. Those are some ways to help you get over eating cravings and addictions. And if you have any questions about it, just shoot me a message below because it's something that I'm really this is really hits home to me. I remember how I felt being that very, very, very obese guy. I remember how I felt when people be like, "Oh, hey, what's up, big man?" I remember how I felt when I didn't even feel comfortable in my own clothes. And so I don't want other people to have to go through that, especially feel like you have to suffer through that alone. So if you have any questions, just shoot a comment below. If you like this type of content, make sure you hit the like button. Share this video with others. You never know who's out there suffering in silence. So many times we're putting a smile on just to fake ourselves out. And this is why we have to stop this fake it till we make it mentality and start going out here for what we really want. And then subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content so you can be notified and see more. So I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.